G'day guys, and welcome to another iRacing track guide thanks to SimRigs. This week for the GT3 Fixed series, round 3, we are at the Daytona road circuit. Obviously very well known, a lot of people on iRacing would have done lots of racing around here, especially with the Daytona 24 hour at the start of the year and various multi-class races throughout the year. But it is a very well known track and, you know, a very fun track as well. Lends to some close racing, especially with the oval parts of the circuit, which keep the cars nice and close throughout the draft. And then the really cool bus stop or the chicane on the back straight as well. So the in-sim time this week is the 2nd, I believe, of April 2022. And the track temperature is about 25 degrees ambient, about 24.2. This may vary as well in your official sessions though, so just be mindful of this. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I am running the low downforce sprint setup. I can only assume that this is what they're going to be running due to the obviously long straights and the nature of the circuit. So that's what we're going to run for the guide. So let's keep it short and sweet. Let's get into the car and go for an introductory lap. Alright guys, so we're in the SimRigs BMW, starting our lap of the Daytona circuit. Right on the inside of the track here, hugging the yellow line to start the lap, closest run to the finish line. As we pass the finish line, we'll slowly start moving up towards the right hand side of the track. And you're going to start braking at this left light post here on the right hand side. So hard braking from top gear 6 down into second gear, and I'm trail braking all the way until this set of tyres on the pit exit wall. Once I get there, I've finished my trail braking, starting to pick the throttle up again, easing the throttle on. We'll get a little bit loose, but you also don't want to pick too much throttle up and end up on the right hand side of the track, off the curb. Easy flat through 2 and 3. On the exit of 3, setting ourselves up on the left hand side of the road for the run into 4 or the International Horseshoe, and braking at the 100 meter board. Down into first or second gear, depends on what you're using. And late apexing turn 4. So spotting that apex, turning in late and driving hard and straight out of the corner using that available track on the left hand side of the road. Even with the low downforce set, it's easy flat through 5. Exiting 5, staying to the left hand side of the track, and just as we get to this escape road here in front of us, we're starting to brake. 5th gear down into 2nd. And again, not wanting to turn in too early. Late apexing again. Slowly feeding that throttle in. The car's gonna, it's gonna bite back. It really wants to lose traction here on the exit of 6. But you don't want to pick the throttle up too early or apex too early, because you're gonna push out wide and drop a wheel off the left hand side of the road. Braking for turn 7, you want to brake just about here. At the beginning of the 2 escape roads. The concrete one is first, and then the next one after that. 4th gear down into 2nd gear. Trail braking all the way to the apex here. And wanting to try and keep a tight-ish line on the exit 2, not wanting to run too far up and give away time on the exit of 7. Now that we're onto the oval, easy flat, all the way to the run into the chicane, hugging the curb, hugging the yellow line. Obviously trying to find a draft if there's a car in front of you though. Starting to move up the track, setting ourselves up for 9, 10 and 11, and want to be braking at that yellow lamppost again, just like the one at turn 1. So down into 4th or into 3rd, depends on what you're using. Waiting for the car to get settled before you get off the brakes and start turning in. With the low downforce set, it is going to be a bit understeery, so be patient on the throttle, picking it up, because you will understeer wide and risk getting a 1X or an off track on the exit of 11. Now the run to the line. It's pretty much a simple run now. Hugging that inside line or chasing the draft wherever it may be. All the way to the line. It's a pretty simple lap at Daytona, only 12 corners. Really rewarding when you get it right too. So let's try and put some of these points into practice and go for a hot lap, see what we can do. Alright guys, let's go for a hot lap of Daytona. Let's put into practice some of those points we talked about. Lines and braking markers. As we get into the start-finish line, popping up to the top of the track, braking at the light post for turn 1. Easy picking that throttle up, flat through 2 and 3, braking at the 100 board for turn 4. Really noticing that low downforce setup, very understeery. Flat through 5, braking at the escape road on the left for turn 6. Getting on the power as early as possible for the exit of 7. Now onto the oval, back down to the inside, hugging the inside of the track, the yellow line. Looking for that light post between the 2 and the 3 board, the 2 and the 1 board, sorry. Letting the car settle before we get on the power, exiting the bus stop. Really understeering through there with the low downforce set. Now the run to the line. Inside of the track, all the way to the finish line. And that is a lap of Daytona. Thanks for riding on board this week, guys. Pleasure having you guys along as usual. Apologies for turn 4, missed the apex by a country mile there, but I'm going to try and blame the setup. The understeer on the low downforce set is pretty brutal, but yeah, apologies for that. But anyway, I'll keep it short and sweet. As usual, practice with the car that you want to use for the week, practice with your brake bias, play around with it, set it up how you need, and also your gear selections. Definitely going to be different to my gear selections and brake bias in the BMW. Also, if you're not running the sprint 20-minute race and you're running the VRS race, it's going to be longer. You're going to be doing a pit stop. Practice your pit entry. Want to really maximize getting into the pit lane and find the latest possible point to be able to brake. Anyway, enjoy your official racing this week, guys, and I will see you guys next week for Green Hell. We are heading to the Nürburgring. Appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys next week.